Hello, friends. People who purchased EVs have begun peddling them. Companies are in a bind as electric car owners demand their gas-powered vehicles back, despite initial optimism about EVs as a future-saving technology. Automobile behemoths are putting off investments in electric vehicles due to falling demand. The electric vehicle enchantment has been shattered in the American market. Beyond initially planning to deliver all-electric vehicles beyond 2030, Mercedes-Benz has recently declared that strategy is being scrapped. Internal combustion models will be developed as a result of this change in emphasis. Half of Mercedes sales Benzes, including hybrids, will be electric vehicles by 2030, according to the company's current projections. The year 2021 saw a perfect 100%. Mercedes has joined Ford and GM in a recent trend of electric vehicle project delays. General Motors and Ford have postponed the building of their plants or deleted certain previously promised models, while electric car specialists Rivian and Lucid have said they would keep production levels the same. A 6-month hiatus was instituted by the Chinese electric car maker HiFi. With state-of-the-art technologies and stylish designs, HiFi debuted in Europe last year in an effort to take on German luxury brands like Audi, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz. Nevertheless, there are a few problems that the company is facing. Apple has been preparing a rival to Tesla's electric vehicle since the middle of the 2010s. But this car, which has been nicknamed Project Titan and is known as the Apple car among business people, has made very little headway over the years. People who were waiting for the automobile should know this. Despite investing years and billions of dollars into the project, the tech titan has allegedly shelved it. Nobody warned us that EVs aren't flawless. In this video, we'll take a look at how electric car sales, charging infrastructure, and high costs are causing Tesla, Ford, and GM to slow down on investments. What kind of transparency have we received from the Biden administration and the major automakers? When some businesses drastically raised the prices of electric vehicles in 2022, it all started. Ford, General Motors, and Tesla all put a stop to the increase of electric car production capacity. General Motors will hold off on manufacturing electric versions of the Silverado and Sierra pickup trucks until the year 2025. The electric vehicle division of Ford is presently shelving a $12 billion capacity expansion project after losing $1.3 billion in the third quarter of this year. Dealership pricing for electric vehicles from Ford and GM are over the roof, and Elon Musk is so down on the industry's prospects that he has postponed the Model 2's release. We understand. It's evident that electric vehicles can't be inexpensive. However, one would expect to receive a dependable car for that kind of money. Nobody wants to purchase a vehicle that suddenly catches fire and has a short battery life, or a truck whose tailgate opens without any prior notice. People who own electric vehicles are more interested in gas-powered automobiles due to the persistent issues. S&P Global Mobility's much-discussed survey revealed an intriguing finding. 50% of electric car owners would repurchase a combustion vehicle given the chance. Furthermore, when considering just EVs not owned by Tesla, brand loyalty plummets even lower, although 52.1% of drivers of other manufacturers are prepared to switch to another electric vehicle. 72.6% of Tesla customers are. Electric vehicles may have a higher sticker price, but the Biden administration maintains that consumers may save a ton of money by taking advantage of tax benefits. A sizable contingent of American dealers, however, has voiced their worries once more, this time writing 2 letters to U.S. President Joe Biden in the span of 2 months. Another round of 4,700 dealers from every state have written to the president, urging him to put the brakes on the planned electric vehicle mandate due to the fact that the infrastructure is not ready to transition away from fossil fuels. Some worries regarding EV ownership are voiced in the most recent letter, which almost 5,000 dealers have signed. The letter expresses disappointment with the exorbitant cost of electric cars while pointing out that a large number of them do not qualify for tax advantages at this time. Public charging infrastructure is also criticized, with some claiming it is woefully inadequate, and others voicing worry that EVs are impractical in colder regions. Last but not least, dealers caution against jumping on the electric vehicle bandwagon just yet, citing the necessity for the battery supply chain to mature independently of China as the reason. We may examine the sales data. With over 2 million units delivered in the U.S. alone, Ford gasoline car sales increased 7.1% year-on-year in 2023. Trucks from Ford, particularly the FS series, have maintained their popularity in the United States for the past 47 years. Despite the success of Ford's gas-powered automobiles, the electric vehicle sector is experiencing a period of turbulence. Despite selling 72,000 EVs, the EV industry ended up with a deficit. With an 18% rise over last year, EV businesses are losing nearly $64,000 for every EV sold, adding to last year's staggering $4.7 billion in operational losses. Rather than seeming like a dream, Ford's electrified goals are becoming a nightmare as expenditures continue to increase and profitability continue to plummet. Sales of gas-powered Fords are on the upswing, indicating that traditional engines still have a customer base, whereas the company's electric vehicles are losing money even if demand is on the rise. Mary Barra has a grudge against General Motors, the firm she heads up as CEO. Sales of General Motors' gasoline-powered lineup, which includes the Buick sedan, Chevrolet truck, and Chevrolet van, are expected to increase 14.1% to 2.6 million units in 2023, despite a string of poor decisions. Sales across the entire industry are going up as a result. Regardless, a 40-day workers' strike cost GM more than $750 million, contributing to a $1.7 billion loss for the year 2023. Although sales of EVs are on the rise, Tesla and other EV manufacturers are encountering an unexpected obstacle in the form of a Chinese rival. The market value of Tesla dropped by $80 billion in only one day. So, why did this happen? In its dogged pursuit of electric vehicle market dominance, Tesla has been continually slashing prices and improving the vehicle's appeal to buyers. Musk urges Tesla supporters to be patient, saying that the firm is now feeling the pain and has no plans to accelerate anytime soon. Right now, they're concentrating on new, cheaper electric vehicles. Tesla is seeing a drop in sales worldwide, including China. The BYD is backed by the Chinese government. This enables them to manufacture EVs at much reduced prices, which is especially noteworthy given that China imposed a hefty export ban on EV components only a month ago. The manufacture of batteries for electric vehicles requires materials like lithium and zinc. So, what does this mean for America? Despite providing 80% of the United States' electric car supplies, China is opposed to Joe Biden's idea. The United States' supply chain is going to take a beating, and China is getting a head start in our market. Its competitors are being undermined as it dominates the market. This is what happens when the government becomes too involved in every topic. Companies should start taking our suggestions seriously and find a happy medium between gas automobiles and EVs. After all this background, I will now list some of the main problems with EVs. An important consideration when it comes to electric cars is their weight. Powering electric vehicles requires massive and cumbersome battery packs. Risks to transportation have been reduced. A 2011 research found that the likelihood of a significant accident death increased by 47% for every 1,000 pounds of cargo. Powerful vehicles, including SUVs and pickup trucks, significantly increase the likelihood of major injury or death. There are other dangers than those on the highways. The congestion on our roadways, bridges, and parking lots may be caused by all these massive electric vehicles. Due to the anticipated surge in electric vehicle traffic, we must reconsider our approaches to parking lot design. Some are worried that the UK's aging infrastructure won't be able to cope. The tires of electric vehicles also degrade rapidly and, worse, can catch fire. Tragically, flames started by parked electric cars are killing more and more youngsters while they slept. Why? Just as a home fire might break out at any moment, an electric vehicle fire requires 44 times more water to extinguish than a gas car fire. Bear in mind that even after being taken out of an electric car, the battery might still relight a few weeks later. The term for this occurrence is thermal runaway. Many believe this is feasible because China is a major supplier of electric vehicle components. The risks associated with Chinese EVs have been well publicized. However, can we trust that the increasingly popular electric vehicles truly deliver on their claims of being ecologically friendly? They are considered by many to be a possible answer to the climate crisis. How much of an effect do charging stations and electric vehicle production have on carbon emissions when contrasted with diesel and gasoline vehicles? In an effort to produce greener automobiles, the largest manufacturers in the world have lately invested billions on electric vehicles and battery technology. But that's not all there is to the plot. Greenhouse gases are not released into the atmosphere when electric vehicles are operated. The eco-friendliness of EVs is called into doubt due to factors such as the heavy metals utilized in their manufacture, the fact that 70% of the power used as fuel comes from fossil fuels, and the batteries they consume. Also, fixing electric cars is a huge financial burden. Even for apparently little damage, the repair expenses can potentially exceed $15,000. Insurance companies often tell policyholders to scrap the whole thing despite the fact that the electric vehicle is in generally good shape and has sustained relatively minimal damage. The plot thickens as the insurance company determines that the automobile must be scrapped due to a minor blemish on the battery compartment. Costs associated with repairs, such as new batteries in particular, might exceed $122,000. Another item that Biden lied about was the lack of public charging stations. While 72% of outlets are located in densely populated regions, hardly no stations are available in rural areas of the U.S. for electric vehicles. There are 7 to 21 chargers per 10,000 inhabitants in California and Massachusetts. A couple of chargers per 1,000 people should be more than enough for several states in the Midwest and the South. Some states, such as Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, have far lower charger availability as compared to the rest of the U.S. Almost little incentives are provided to homeowners. Extra costs are even incurred by them. In light of the present situation of charging stations, many electric vehicle owners are quite unhappy, according to a J.D. Power poll. There has been a precipitous fall in consumer satisfaction, long wait times, and malfunctioning machinery. The number of charging stations may be the same as last year, but people still prefer them in public areas where they can spend time, like stores. The severity of hemorrhoids is increasing annually. In the dead of winter, waiting for charging is a bore. The cold can degrade the range of electric vehicle (EV) batteries, which is an annoyance for drivers. One more thing, a few car companies are putting electric vehicles back on the road because of safety issues. The recall includes 1 million Tesla electric vehicles. Last year, Ford and Audi also began recalling some vehicles. If you want to learn more about electric vehicles, subscribe, like, and join the conversation in the comments section. Stay informed and travel safe until we meet again.